Are you all today? I am now going to play some Ori and the Blind Forest, a game which I have streamed before. Oh, I can hear myself. Just a moment. There we go, that's off now. This is a game I have streamed before, and if you watched that, then you're going to be bored now as I stream it again. That's right, from the start. Because I can't remember how to play it, so we're just gonna do that. But you get to look at this. Oh, look at it, it's gorgeous. We shall always remember the night when I lost Ori to the Greeks. Look at it. I'm recording this a couple of days after the sequel to this game came out. I don't own that yet, and I will, but this, I'm showing you this because... Firstly, because I'm testing out a new setup, which I'll tell you more about in a moment. And secondly, because I don't have the first one and I'm all inspired to play it. Look who it is. It's a Snorlax. I put too much hot chocolate in my mouth then. That was a Bailey's hot chocolate. Oh. And I am now this Snorlax who goes galumphing down the hill. Galumph, galumph. Can he jump off this cliff? Nay. Galumph, galumph, galumph goes he. Swallow's Nest. That's where we live. Galumph, galumph, galumph. Galumph, galumph, galumph. And he's just looking around and admiring all the beautiful lighting. And his own lovely design. His. Applied that, haven't I? Ooh, hello. When thou embraced my light. No, that was the end of it. As a child of her own. There you go, that shows me. Oh, look at the drawing. Look at the drawing. Multiple drawings, in fact. So I am now Ori, who you can see curled up asleep in that nest. And now, waking up, look at Ori! Look at Ori! This is one of the best looking games I've ever seen, still. I almost worry about the second one, because, like, they'll have tried to improve on this, and I don't think you can. And I was of the, perhaps unpopular opinion, that... when they did that with Rayman, I thought Rayman Origins looked better than Rayman Legends because they, I don't know. I just thought it did. I thought they were trying a bit too hard with the second one, and it looked more. I don't know. Anyway, listen to the lovely music. Look at the lovely pictures. Hey there, you. Hey, hoppa! Look at them. They're on their morning fruit skit. Oh. Hopefully that one hasn't got Hexus inside. Dum dum dum. Boing. Boing. Look at the game. Over there's a load of oranges. So they set off to get a load of oranges. Being very happy in a way that's clearly going to last beyond this prologue. And everything will be fine. Isn't this great? I know which way I'm supposed to go, but I always like to just see what they've put on the other end, you know? Oh, did it say words? I missed them. I don't know what my frame rate is like, I'm afraid. The when I lit the skies ablaze. Actually playing this, my frame rate is absolutely wonderful. But looking at the preview, it looks a bit choppier than that. I called out to Ori. Oh, look! Oh, I hope you can see. I hope what you're seeing is a fraction of... Well, no, I hope what you're seeing is 100% what I'm seeing. But if it's even partly there, you know... Oh, no. Oh! Snorlax didn't look very happy then. Oh, dear. Has everything sort of shriveled up? Yet hope never came. And I'm the big Galumphy one again now. I'm Snorlax, heading out of the cave to find everything all rubbish. It's all rubbish, isn't it, Snorlax? It used to be really nice a minute ago. Luckily, this isn't one of those games where it's going to look rubbish from now on. The passage of time. Oh man, life withered and decayed. When the forest was blind. Oh man. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Sorry about that. Still hope showed its face. This game. Look at this fantastic gate. Oh, look! Who are you? A sort of froggy man. An orphan once more. Does that voice undermine the sad bit a bit? Sorry if it does. With no reason to stay. Searching for my light. So weak and so frail. I'm having to press buttons to heave myself up onto the thing there. But fret not, because the game is not going to be heavy and sad for very long. Just wait until you see what it's about to be. This really is one of my favourite games in years and years and years. It's right there on my list. I have a very, very short list of the best games that I've played on Steam and, you know, on PC in general. And like, this is on there, Gunpoint is on there, Sleeping Dogs is on there. When my child's strength faltered. When I say best, I'm talking about just the ones that I just was so happy playing. You know, Settlers 7's on there. But you wouldn't think I'd be very happy playing this so far, would you? But you'll see. And the last breath was drawn, I think that said. distracted trying to see the chat, which is kind of tricky to do. My life revived, Ori. A new age had dawned. And here we go. I am now Ori. And the thing about Ori is that Ori is really fast and really boingy. Fast. Boing. Fast. Boing. And I can go hither and I can go yon. And if I go hither, I'll reach the Sunken Glades. Oh! Whoops. Ouch. Oh, look down there. Okay. Whee! I found a small spirit light container. Spirit light has been added to your pineapple. Find more spirit light containers to quickly gain ability points. Woo! And now look at me, I'm zipping about. Ow, ow, ow. Nothing to do there, although look, there's something quite enticing in that direction, but oh, oh! I got popped. Oh. Okay, so it really hasn't saved anything, so something to remember. Up, 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 up. Ooh, ooh. You found a life shard. Collect these to restore your vitality. An energy cell. You can now collect and use more energy. Remember that you can use energy to create a soul link and save your game. Hold B to do that. Now, don't worry about my coffee voice. It is. I'm recording this during the. I won't say the height because who knows what's coming, but during a few days of panic and concern. Here's a bit of panic and concern. Oh dear. Oh. Alright, so he got squashed and I got all this spirit. About the coronavirus, which is sweeping the place generally. But we just found out today that it's not just any old cold-like symptoms that mean you've got it. It really is specific ones. Oh. Okay. And so, for instance, if you've just got a runny nose or you sneeze, that is not coronavirus. Ori found what was lost. Did he? Is that it? Is that it there? Press X to pick up the tiny light. Oh! Oh! Zap! I can zap them now. I can zap things. Nice, I zapped that one right out of the sky. Okay. Okay. And here's where I've been already. Because yes, this is a Metoroid. I'm down there. I've got to get up there by any means necessary. And there's going to be a lot of fun exploring in between. Yeah, I'm a fan of the old Metoroids. Oh, I should stream some like AM2R and stuff. That was good. Yeah, so there's a bit of coronavirus going on at the moment, and hopefully... Hey, wouldn't it be nice if this is the height of that? What button's that supposed to be? Woo! Woo. I already can't remember what the green ones do. It says I can recover my vitality. Well, what's that? Oh, yeah. The ability tree, yeah. So I've got one ability... Have I got one ability... Oh, yeah. Oh, that's where it says. Okay. So I can either shoot 3 flames before recharging, or pickups float to Ori, or reuse Soul Link and shorten the cooldown timer. Probably that one first. Zip, zip, zip. Zip, zip, zip. Yeah, that's faster. Great. So I'm already doing my first bit of Metroidvania-ing. Now, if you're unaware, and I'm sure you're aware, Metroidvania is this sort of game based on Super Metroid on the SNES, where you're exploring places, and every time you unlock new abilities, it completely changes your relationship to the world around you, including bits that you've already seen. Ah! And here we have a lovely bit of design, because look, it's leading me back along the path I took already. But now I've got this zappy ability, so I can zap these crystally things, you see. So it's showing me more stuff that I can do now that I couldn't do before. And therefore putting into my head the knowledge that that's something we can do. Oh, I died. I've got infinite lives, but it doesn't save your progress, so that's why you want to avoid dying. In fact, why don't I... Oh no, I can't. I can't reuse that one, because I haven't unlocked that yet. There we go. No, nothing there. Woo. Oh, I didn't read what that said. Let's do it again. And this time I'll read it properly. You know, I had a dream last night that I can't fully remember, but I can remember the gist of it. It was that there was one game that famously had an end boss so horrifying that it would genuinely psychologically scar you to encounter it. And I was at some sort of an event where they had it on various screens, so I knew I was about to encounter it. And it was like, this is going to be the most psychologically scarring thing that you've ever seen when you get to this boss. It's going to be absolutely horrible. I gained an ability point, that was what it was. And so there it was on the screens, and this boss started to come up onto the screens. Spirit Wells are ancient structures that were used to quickly traverse all of Nibble. That's where we live. We live in Nibble. The light of the Spirit Wells will also replenish your strength whenever you are weary. Okay, thank you. I'll have that then. Save the game. That was silly, I shouldn't have done that, but at least now I can access the tree. Do I want to reuse Soul Links? Or get pickups float towards me? I don't need that. I don't need the pickups to float. What if I want to go down one track? No, as I remember, this is one of those games where you can actually have everything on the track. So, it's just what you want first. I don't know. Oh no, I actually want that, because a minute ago some pickups were nowhere near me and I died trying to get them. There we go. That'll be nice and useful. So, yeah, I saw this boss and it was like, imagine Well, oh, do you see that? In that cave up there. That's interesting. I'll try and get that. How are we getting on? I don't know what I'm supposed to be measuring. Imagine a square screen. It was like an old 4x3 game. And around the outside of the screen was what kind of looked like a track of intestines going all the way around the outside. But it was bulging out of some general mass, in the middle of which there was this beating heart. But again, not a separate piece, I don't think, more like it was inside this mesh of guts and stuff. And it would talk to you in these serious tones, but like to hear its voice drove you mad, and that's in real life. So everyone like had to be careful how often you interacted with it, and only the best players could like even face this boss, because the player in real life, would be driven mad by it. It's a really cool dream, actually. Keystones are used to open the spirit gates. Remember, each spirit gate will require a different number of keystones. Okay, I'm remembering it. Yeah, so it was like, it was Mother or something. It was some old sort of cult game, and yeah, the end boss of it was... It probably was based on Mother, because the end boss of that is sort of legendary. But it was supposed to just... Like, the human mind was not... They managed to find the exact combination of concepts, pixels, and sound, and words, because of the script, that just made it so that the human mind couldn't bear interaction with this boss. And there I was, in some nice place. The spirit gate blocks us. They were built for protection before the days of decay. Required keystones must be nearby. We've already done that. Let me check there's nothing over there. Yeah, there I was. In a nice place where they happened to just have this game running on screens. And I was like, I knew what was... clearly the people who set it up didn't know. But I knew what was about to happen, and I was trying to, encourage people to look away. I remember the feeling of dread, like you get that in a nightmare sometimes, the feeling of dread, like what's going to happen when I see this awful thing. It looks like that's going to lead back to where I came from. And that might lead up there. Let's try over here first. Obviously we've got to go everywhere. Because that's the Metroid way. Metroids aren't usually this pretty, though. That's the... Oh! I don't know what it said. So there's only one thing for it. Oh, wow, that was quite a long time ago. Oh, no, it wasn't. That's fine. Oh, yeah, it was. Well. Oh yeah, see, the game showed me that. And then led me on a little path to go and get it. Very well designed, this game. This game has its haters, and I do not understand them. I'm friends with at least one of them. Well, not hater, but just like, didn't think it was one of the best games ever made. But I do. I think it's really good. And not just because I'm going on about how nice the graphics and sound is. That is, but that's just the hook. No, the actual game is what's good. And I remember that as you get further into it, you start to unlock moves, and one in particular is like a complete game changer. It wasn't in Super Metroid. As far as I know, it's not been in any of them. And it's about to be in a Sonic game. Although not an official one, but one that's so well made, to look at, that because I've only seen preview videos, but it really, it's convincingly that it could have been an official game. And it's going to have the move that we're going to see later on in RE. I shall show you what that is when we come to it, and I'm really looking forward to that. Oh! No! I'm going to have to start being more careful. Aha! Here we go, a little blue crystal. That gives me a blue ball. I found an energy shard which restores power to Ori's energy cells. Yeah! And with energy cells, I can save the game. Can't get through there. Whoa! Woo! Okay. No. No, I need to read it. Sorry. Where can I go to be killed? You can now retain more vitality. Find more life cells to increase your survivability. Well, I haven't been looking, but I'm guessing that's my life gauge. Now, you see up there, if we look at the map, yeah, look, yeah, you see, we do want to get up there, but we can't. And in a Metroid game, you know that that means that keep playing for a while, get better at it, unlock some skills, and come back. Suddenly, not only will you be able to get up there, but there'll be something really cool up there. Save. And that's one of the elements of strategy in the game, is that, well, not just strategy, but it's just one of the points of interest, is that you make your own save points. So unlike in Metroid, you can have your save points anywhere you want them. But you have to put them there, and you have to remember to do it, and you always forget. And then when you die, you're left going back much further than you would like to. Oh. This is a mapstone, one of the many ancient markers created to chart the forest of Nibble as it grew. There's a piece missing. If we can find the mapstone fragment, we might be able to repair it. Alright. Well, I guess that's it. No, that's one of them. Aha, look. There's something there that we're going to want to collect. And you check the map and you're like, okay, well I guess it's like over there. But what might be the way in to over there? Because it doesn't really seem as if there's a way in. So, but look at that little bit of purple water there. I bet it's there. I bet if we can find a way down into that, not the big one at the bottom. Well, that one. I mean this one. I bet there's a way down there and along. Oh, look at that nice little wee. Oh, let me have a look at the chat for a moment while we're paused. So hello to everybody who I haven't said hello to, which is everybody. So hello to Max, hello to Mickey Husky, and hello to Iwashi94, and hello to anybody else who happens to be watching, either now or in the future on VOD. Undertale? Undertale, yes, that is probably one of the... Yeah, Undertale's probably one of the all-time good games I've played on PC, but for some reason it didn't make it onto my list. I think that was one of my best gaming experiences, as in playing it with... with all of you lot, and that was really nice, and it was one of the funniest, for sure. But maybe just in terms of a game, maybe not. And I think that's because the games that I'm thinking of were solitary experiences that I was playing on my own, but they were completely immersive, and I had great joy playing them. Yeah, but Undertale is, yeah, I'm putting it on the list, because that's absolutely one of the better PC games I've ever played. It's really good. As boingy as Kefka? Yeah, boingier than Kefka even. Having to recollect collectibles after you die is kind of annoying. I understand why they did it. Yeah, but I know, but it's fine, because what it does is it means that you start to... we'll wait and see if I manage to get this, because I'm quite bad at games, but you start to prioritize putting saves down. So you start collecting the blue crystals, you start keeping your power up. You'll strategically save them for when you've done something really difficult. You'll put one down there, and as you get good at it, you theoretically have to do that sort of thing less. Thankfully, Will of the Wisps just gives you instant checkpoints after every pickup, or at least it did that for me so far. Oh! What do you mean, pickup? Oh! Oh! So, like, whenever you pick something up, it saves. Cool. Right. Well. I'm looking forward to playing Will of the Wisps. I don't currently have it. And I'll probably play it on my own. I probably won't stream it because... Lovely though this is, I found Ori to be one of those solitary experiences that quite apart from anything else, I'm able to play while me and Abby are listening to podcasts, which we do when Abby's working, because, you know, she draws and so needs something to listen to. Whereas I do things like audio editing and writing, so I need to not have podcasts on for my work, which is fine because I do it during the day. And then when Abby's home in the evening, I basically play games. Oh! Right, well. I've got an ability point. Just the one though, so let's have that last thing. Okay. I say, oh yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get that one if I hadn't set them to walk towards me. It occurs to me that the situation I just described seems unfairly balanced, doesn't it? That I'm working during the day while Abby's working during the day. And then during the evening I play games while Abby continues working. And, well, I agree really, so that's when I said, oh, there were those that turned to hope. Right. Well, let's get this finished before I carry on talking. When she ravaged and killed. Who? Who's she? The light of the spirit tree lives in... I remember the music in this bit being good, so listen to this. I'll shush for a minute. Nice. Alright, and now I can wall jump. Yes! Oh, I've got 2 saves now. See? And this... See? So now I can get down here and I can wapoof, and there I've got a save point, but I've still got another one I can use for whatever else I might want to use it for. So yeah, so sometimes I try to... Ooh. I can't get up there. Sometimes I try to, you know, I'll draw my comic. Oh, that was a nice bit of music. Oh, it takes me back, but I don't know what to. Do you think there's something a bit like, you know, BBC Christmas animation about that music? It's mitigated slightly by the fact that the work that Abby does is all very fun. You know, she's working for a lovely animation company during the day, and then on nights when she's drawing, which isn't every night, but on nights when she's drawing, it's lovely, lovely comics. So she seems quite happy, but really what I should do is I should do some concentrated housework or something while she does that, shouldn't I? Which is what I do sometimes. I often... That's when I do the ironing. But I need to get better at tidying as well. We've got a quite untidy flat. I could be doing that, I think. Well, maybe soon I'll be in isolation if the coronavirus gets any worse, and then I'll have plenty of time to sort out the tidying up. I can see a little cave there, yes. I can see a cave there. Woo! Ah, yes, and I'm going to make one here, as we are about to go through what I remember to be a complicated bit. Yep. Ho-ho! Ah! Okay, there's a lever. Let's see what it does. Okay. Oh. Okay, I think that said it was a bit of map. I think that's what that said. Didn't do that very well, but I got the general sense of it. Speaking of map, where are we now? Right. And where was it that we wanted to be? Where was that map screen? Not map screen. Huh. You see that? You see how the map's drifting over to one side? And I'm not touching my controller. Yes, I think it's getting a bit sticky. And I need to de-stick my old controller or get a new one, because this is an old Xbox 360 controller. I need to get a Xbox One controller, which I'm told are quite good. In fact, I think I might have been told they're very good. What do you think, readers? Is it down here? Yes. Insert the fragment. Here we go. Great. So there we go. So now we can see a lot of what we couldn't see before. Where's that bit with the water that I was theorizing about? Yes. There it is. Yes, yes. Look, there's that bit of purple water. And for some reason I took this fog of war here literally, and I thought there'd be a cliff and then a bit of water, but actually it's a whole cave. But I can't currently swim, nor do I have anything with which to swim, so I don't know which of those things is going to be necessary, but oh, lovely. Oh. Not a symptom of coronavirus. Sneezing! As determined by the World Health Organization today. So that's a relief. I'm still alright. No corona here yet. But rest assured, as soon as I get it, I will come up with lyrics for my corona. Only proper thing to do. I seem to have 2 of those. Now, is there anything else I'd like to do on this side of the door first? Oh! Golly. Let's go. Oops, oops, oops. Woo! Another new area, and just look how nice it all looks. Oh yes, I remember this bit, because this is the bit that I compared to a bit in Bruce Lee on the ZX Spectrum. Quite like those. Ah! Oops, I popped. A doo be dee be doo 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 doo. Bruce Lee my way over that. And Bruce Lee my way over there. Theoretically I should be good at that bit because I've been training for it since I was 5 years old. But I'm not. Because I'm rubbish at games! Aha, what's this? These energy gates were sealed by the spirits of the past. If we collect enough energy cells, they will open a path. Meanwhile, Mickey Husky says that the Xbox One controller is only slightly better, but you can connect it to your PC with USB and use it, unlike the wireless Xbox 360 controller. Oh. Well, mine's not. Mine's got a wire. Just one moment. Do-do-do. What I need to do, and I really ought to, instead of just sitting there not doing anything, I ought to tell you this, is I should promote the stream again. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm playing that lovely Ori and his lovely Blind Forest. Come and see how pretty it is. Twitch.tv/. Very difficult to. They've something about the way that Twitter likes to turn Twitch.tv into a little embedded link. Makes it very difficult to then put the next bit that tells you where you actually want to put it. You know, where you want to send them. The Demon Tomato Days bit. Right! That's enough of that. So I've only got 2 blue things, and I need 2 more. So off we go to see if we can gather 2 more. Okay. Can't get up there. Woo! Woo! Oops. I'm not good at this. I'm not very good at it, but I'm going to get good at it. That's the thing. I remember getting good at it the first time round when I was playing it on my own, you know? Fire one off, you. Fire, fire. Thank you. That's just what I wanted. Oh, yeah. No, I just jump on these, don't I? Oh, look. I've got to get down there, get it, and clamber my way out. Not a problem. Dun, dun, dun. Which is to say that I've done it. I wasn't doing a dramatic dun, dun, dun. That's a completely different form of dun, dun, dun. Oh. Oh dear, oh dear. This was quite a while ago, wasn't it? I've been forgetting to put down any save points, haven't I? Well, let's see if I can really pick up the pace. Oh no, I'm back at the Bruce Lee bit. You ever played Bruce? Did you see me play Bruce Lee? Very fun game on the Spectrum that I love dearly. Not difficult though, quite an easy game. One of the reasons I love it dearly, because even as a 5-year-old I could complete it. But it still had just enough of a sense of difficulty that was an achievement. Oh, Ori! You're so silly and you keep getting popped. And you're impatient. Can't wait for the door, can he? Scrambling up and down it like an impatient... Well, scrambles up and down doors impatiently. I suppose a dog, really, would do that sort of thing. A cat wouldn't lower itself to that kind of behaviour. They would want to get... They'd be just as impatient, but the cat has a certain amount of... an image to maintain, you know, so it'll just sit and stare at the door. Some cats will come and get you and go meow, but our old cat, he used to just sit in front of the door and stare at it silently, because he sincerely believed that if he sat in front of a locked door or a closed door and just looked at it for long enough, then his telekinetic power... Oh, that was a noise I don't recognise. Then his telekinetic powers would open the door. And here's the thing. Imagine you're that cat, right? Imagine you're a cat who thinks that simply sitting there and staring at a door for long enough will make it open with your telekinetic powers. Who's to say that cat was wrong exactly? Because, firstly, the cat had every piece of evidence that it needed to believe that he could open doors simply with the power of his mind and patience. Because that's what he regularly did. Oh, I've just thought. There we go. That's what he regularly did, right? Silly Billy. Silly Billis. Every day he would sit and stare at a door, and every day we would obligingly come and open it up and let him through. He was absolutely right. There it is. And really, when you think about it, maybe he was actually right. You know, maybe it was the cat's telekinetic or psychic powers that was making us go and open the door for him. Because we didn't have to, did we? It always did. It always got done. So that's the story of my psychic cat. Oh, you. Ah, I've got to go back down. Okay, Dave, get it together. No, Dave, that's not how to get it together. No, that's getting something else. That's getting killed. This is how we get it together. Thank you. This is how we get it together. That's just how we get it together now. Ooh. Bang, bang, bang. There we go. Bang. 4 pieces of door. Through we go to the next lovely area. All the areas in this game are lovely. Look how lovely it is. Somber they found me, dormant and still. Oh, look at that. It's well somber and dormant and still. I'm just having a look up here just in case there's anything secret. Anything secret up there? Really? At least nothing I can deal with at the present time. So, on we go. We told Ori the tale of her misguided will. Did we? Are we going to tell the story now? Oh. He looks like he's got power in him now. I mean, a minute ago it was all, when everything was terrible and rubbish, it was all dead and gnarled and twisted up and brown and dead. Now it's all full of special lights. Come now, and hear our story. It was the night of the light ceremony. It was our light that she hated. She? We reiterate. I called out to Ori, but my child never came. Oh, look, there's loads of them. Look how lovely this game is. Look at it. Oh, here we go. Who is it? Who've we got? Look at it. It's so good. What have you stolen, owl? Who stole Sane? It was the end of our day. I think Sane is the little thing that I can zap people with. You received the Spirit Tree's light. He put our fate in your hands. Listen carefully now, for you must understand. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. What's happening in the chat? Hello there to Arthremis. Arthremis or Arthremis? And hello, Fuzzy Freaks. Oh, that's what that blinky blonky noise was. That was Fuzzy hosting me, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, and oh, right. Thank you for that. Standard Signal says, hello, Standard Signal says, every dog is absolutely certain that they scare the postman from invading the house every single day. Hi, DJ Truthsayer. Are you saying any truths? Arthremis. Arthremis. And Sloth. Gosh, I've not seen you in a while. Sloth, how you doing? So, you received the Spirit Tree's light. He put our fate in your hands. Listen carefully now, for you must understand. The Spirit Tree sustained the 3 elements of light. Right? And in turn, they brought balance and kept Nibble safe. That's why we can nibble things, because of the balanced elements of light. We couldn't nibble anything before then. The element of waters high atop the Ginzo tree. The element of hobnobs on Dave's desk. I'm going to have a hobnob, but now this pack of hobnobs has been open for a while. Let's see what kind of state the hobnobs are in. You see, my technique here is I've cut the top of the packet off, and then and then turn it upside down, and then push it in, and you make a little sort of inverted air seal type lid type thing. But it's not always 100% efficient. Let's see if this is a crunchy biscuit or a soggy biscuit. It's a soggy biscuit, a very, very bendy, rubbery biscuit. It's so bendy that I'm going to automatically bin the next biscuit down. But let's see about the next biscuit down. Nope. And the final biscuit? No. No, not really. So, what I'm going to do... Well, we'll find out what the next element is first. The element of winds, deep within the forlorn ruins. Very important one. The element of warmth, beneath the fires of Mount Horu. To restore Nibble to its former self, we must rekindle their light before it's too late. Right, well, I'm just going to go and rekindle my own light. That sounds like a euphemism for going to the lavatory. But that's not what I'm going to do. I'm really only going to be less than 30 seconds. Here's what I'm going to do. Actually, I did two things. One was that I went and washed my hands. Yeah, that's a habit we're getting into all over again, isn't it? Now, actually, I'm normally quite obsessive about washing my hands anyway, so actually I haven't really had to make any changes to my behaviour. I already wash my hands for the correct amount of time, or at least in the I'm not sure that that's necessary. It's like I've got a toothbrush that has a timer that goes off every 2 minutes or something, and it's like, well, that's all well and good, but that doesn't tell you if you've brushed all your teeth. You could have just had the toothbrush on one tooth for that 2 minutes and then go, there, I've cleaned my teeth, because it did the timer thing. So I don't know if the 20 seconds thing is actually very useful, as long as you are washing all the bits, right? But maybe it is. But the other thing I've done, as well as washing my hands, is I've gone and got myself these almond cookies. Yum! I did that in a way that implied that I'm sponsored by the almond cookies. I'm not. That would be great. Wouldn't it be nice if biscuit companies sponsored streamers and we would just have supplies of biscuits? No, I just saw these biscuits and I like the look of them, so I thought I'd try them. And you never know, they might contain traces of walnut, and if so, I'll have an allergic reaction live on stream and you can enjoy that. But I do like almonds, and I do like marzipan, and, you know, that I can only imagine that almond flavour biscuits are going to taste a bit like marzipan. Let's find out. Here we go with eating. Mmm. They're very soft. Not in the way those hobnobs were. I mean, the cloudy sort of biscuit that's not crunchy. Ooh. You know what? Oh, I was going to say that looks like a nut, but of course it's a nut. It's almonds. Almond biscuits. Let me just make sure there's no other kinds of nuts. Almond. Nope. May contain traces of oats and sesame seeds. Well, I welcome the oats and sesame seeds. As far as I'm concerned, you should deliberately put them in. Nibble. I'm nibbling the biscuit. Oh, now I can carry on with the cutscene, can't I? The first, we will find beyond the spider coves, atop the tree where the waters once flowed. Okay. Thornfelt Swamp. You shouldn't feel thorns. That's more or less the main thing you shouldn't do with thorns. Feel them. Okay. Oh, that's a nice biscuit. Yummy, I recommend those. They are by Regal. Alright. Let's go! All the people on the left, whap bam boogie. Hollow Grove. Valley of the Wind. Like out of anime. Be careful, Ori. The ground is unstable. No, it's fine. Yep, it's fine. Oh, and I died. Nope. Oh, sorry. I would make a joke, but it wouldn't be very funny, would it? Just to remind you, sneezing, not a symptom of coronavirus. There is Shindig over here. There we go. Hey, nice. I thought that might work. Well, let's dive down and see what there is. Oh dear. Got him. Now I'm trapped. Oh, have I already been here? No. Okay. Oh, look. One of these. Anno. The spirit that died here was strong and courageous. Listen to his voice. He was able to focus our light. Yes, but which Anno is it? 1404? 1602? One of the space ones? Let's absorb that light. Oh, lovely. Oh man, I've not been paying the correct amount of attention to the chat. What's happening in the chat? Loads of stuff. Oh, flip. Oh, flip. Let's see. Okay. Fuzzy's lurking in a D&D game. Looking in a D&D game. Something was freaking majestic, but I bet it was something in this game. A freaking majestic game. Yeah, if you haven't played Ori and the Blind Forest, get on it. It's absolutely gorgeous. A certain amount of tidiness is going on. Not me. I've had a great day. I've been having... Oh, I'll tell you in a minute. DJ Truth is supposed to be in Sweden, but then quarantine. Yeah, sorry about that. Sloth says this feels very British. I need a biscuit tin. Yes, I've got one around here somewhere. Where have I put it? Trouble is, it doesn't keep biscuit. I don't know. I don't really understand the point of biscuit tins. They don't seem to keep biscuits fresh. I realise as those words exit my mouth that I'm not referring to biscuit tins. Everything I've had is merely a tin of biscuits. I do need to get a biscuit tin. You're absolutely correct. I should totally get a sponsor from a British biscuit company. Yeah. And then maybe they'll send me a box of biscuits, a box of mixed biscuits, and a biscuit mixer. Yay, first time! Some people, no toilet song. Oh, guys, some of you who haven't been to my streams before, I've got a song about going to the toilet that I put on when I go to the toilet, and you'd rather like it, but I'm not going to the toilet, so that's for another time. Like shortbread, softer than that. Like it's like you could not use your teeth. You could just like close your mouth and it would go, you know. Okay, right, back on with it we go. So I've learned Charge Flame now, and to use this ability I need to hold X to charge and then release X to detonate and damage everything in proximity. Great. Just a moment, I have had a message from somebody, and I'm gonna find out who, live on air. Aha. Okay, right, and on we go. Boing! So I now have the power to pick up a flower in really under an hour or two, and now I'm going to use it to blow this up. Bang! There we go. There we go. Ooh, look at you. You're blue, which is usually about good things. I bet I can blow you up. Boom! What good did that do? I'm unaware of what good that did. Well, a couple of things to do, and then over here we go. Replenish our Bluth. Our Donald Bluth. And then see where we have and where we haven't been. Where was that thing that I just brought down? It was probably up in there, wasn't it? So hopefully I can get back up to here if I just have a little explore down this way. Yes, look! Woo! A large spirit light container. Great. Oof. And I gained an ability point. But I need 2 ability points for everything now, so let's just let that be for now. Bing. Oh, I got my blue back straight away. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Keep away from me. I was about to tell you about the exciting day that I've had. What an exciting day it was. So I spent the morning in a bit of a malaise about how coronavirus and all of that. And obviously, there's 2 levels of malaise that you can be in about that. Is malaise the correct word for what I'm trying to describe? There's the kind where you're like, oh, I don't want to get ill. And then there's the kind where you're like, oh, I don't want to infect other people. And let's allow that one to be assumed for now, because I'm talking about the slightly more selfish one. Even more selfish, perhaps, than, oh, I don't want to be ill. Because at least when you're ill, look at this. Doesn't this there look like a bit of a cross-patch face? Look, there's an eye, and there's an eye, and there's his cross-patch eyebrows. And there's his cross-patch mouth. Look at him. Little cross-patch. Anyway, because when you're worried about yourself being ill, that will also inconvenience people around you. So even that is slightly less selfish than what I was feeling today, which was, I'm going to have to change my behaviour because of the coronavirus. I don't want to. That was what I was thinking to myself. And, where is it? Oh, it's there. Okay. And in particular, the thing that I was concerned about was that I, for the last few days, maybe you don't know this about me, I am also a podcastman. Who isn't, right, in this day and age? But part of my job as a podcastman is that I'm very concerned with the podcasts being good and not just, you know, 2 idiots chatting to each other because they're friends and want to. Although there are plenty of podcasts like that that are good. But I wanted to make sure, I persist in wanting to make sure that mine are really good. So I do a lot of work on them in post. I would consider myself more of a podcast editor even than a podcast presenter or host or whatever the word for that is. No way am I getting that. And so what I do is I go, I can edit podcasts at home, but I find that depressing. Something about being, you know, stuck, cooped up at home with not a sufficient, or at least not a satisfying number of windows around me at, you know, in good positions and so on. No, my working environment here is not a pleasant one. Not even about distraction, although that too. And so when I want to do my work, I go to a local cafe. And I know the people there who run it, and they're lovely, and it's great, and I go there all the time, and it's brilliant. And I'm surrounded by windows through which I can see green, and there are little dogs that come in. People bring their little dogs and their little babies, and it's just great. And I go there, On 2 occasions. 1, when I've got work to do, and 2, when I'm feeling blue. Which never lasts. You know, I don't even feel blue. I go, oh, I'm feeling that I would prefer to be at the cafe right now, and I go, and that's the end of the story. I never get to the blue stage. I'm usually a very happy person because of that. Because, you know, I don't allow myself the opportunity not to be. Well, that means that for the next, you know, while coronavirus is going around, we have to start making decisions about when we isolate ourselves. Am I going to have to just stop going there straight away and just have a really unpleasant time all the time? Because I'm stuck here, you know? There's nothing wrong with here. My flat's a nice flat and all that, but... Well, I've explained. So, what are they? Are they like funguses? Or are they egg sacs of spiders? I think they're egg sacs of spiders. We're in a spider lair, aren't we? Gross. So, that was the malaise that I was in this morning. And it lasted for most of the morning. And, I also have Crohn's disease, and so the feeling of being cooped up inside sort of has to do with that. There we go. What effect has that achieved? Whoa! Oh, heck. And so, as a result of that... Oh, gosh, that was a long time ago, wasn't it? Oh, dear. I haven't been saving. As a result of that, I am prone to being stuck inside, and so my stress brings that on, as it were. So I had a morning like that, and then I went, nope, that's enough of that. I'm now going to improve, and I'm going to have a much better rest of the day. And oh, you bet I did. I went whizzing about doing all sorts of tasks. I read the guidelines about, you know, what you should do, whether you should isolate yourself yet, and no, not yet, unless you're showing, you know, flu-like symptoms and whatnot, and I'm not. So I did go to my editing cafe, and I did some work, but also I went on errands and picked up things, and had a haircut and stuff. And because I sort of thought, okay, it's not yet at the point where we have to isolate if we're, you know, well and all that. But I mean, you know, I kept my distance from anyone old or young, you know, that sort of thing. I mean, because I'm determined not to be spreading anything, even if I, you know, it's pretty clear I don't have anything to spread. But it's still best to be cautious, isn't it? Yeah, rather than be actively miserable, I thought, how about if I get as much done as possible now, so that if it does get to where it's like, okay, no, we're all going to self-isolate, then it'll be done. So I've had my hair cut, for instance, so that it was about to go over my eyes. You know, I was having a miserable time not having had my hair cut. But I did it in... do you ever have one of those days where you're like, I've got a number of things to do, and normally I would do them cautiously, but today I'm going to do them bravely. So, for example, when I want a haircut, the voice in my head says, well, I live quite close to a barber's, but I've never been in it, and I don't know if they'd like me, so I should go instead to the one in town that I know about, even though that costs more money to go to and is far away and will take up more time in my day. And today I went, no! I don't want to waste any more time in my day. I'm going to the new barber's like a big brave boy. And after that I was able to drive on roads that I hadn't driven on before because I was a bit nervous about them, and the voice in my head goes, oh, but there's an easier way round. If you go the other way, it's only 20 miles an hour, and it's better and easier. You know, and no, this time I went on the normal roads that ordinary people, like my parents, would go on. And, stuff like that. Okay, that's all. So, I had an exciting day of adventures running errands that I thought I wasn't going to be able to do. And I got some work done on the next episode of Sonic. If you're interested in my podcast, it's about living in the 90s. Because me and my friend Chris McFeely lived in 1993 and 1994 and other years like that. And we've started making a podcast about it. And we're doing it via talking about Sonic the Comic, the podcast. Sega's British, now, mark you, British, Sonic comics that were out in those years of 1990s, 3, 4, and on and on. I mean, and on and on. They weren't anonymous years that followed those years. In fact, they are easily identifiable as 1990s 5 and 6. So anyway, we do a podcast which is called Sonic the Comic, the podcast. And you can find us under that name, or on Twitter at Sonic Podcast. Yes, that's right. Nobody had registered at Sonic Podcast on Twitter before. Weird, right? Oh, it's you again. Already zapped you, but I guess you regenerate quite quickly. And now, a little chat break. Just a little bit of a chat break. Let's see what people have been saying in the chat. Because they're all lovely, and the things they have to say are very pleasant. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out where I last looked at it. Seems like 2 to 3 weeks and we'll cancel most public stuff. Yeah, maybe. Yes, well recognized, Mickey. Indeed, that is the potato voice. The potato from Final Fantasy VI. I'm a potato. But just with the old bit taken off. So, oh no, he's younger and just a sad voice. Not quite a potato, but yes, it is the same voice. Mango, you bet I'm going to enjoy Ori 2, and the only reason I haven't bought it is because... Do you know what happens tomorrow? It's got nothing to do with Ori. Well, I think it's tangentially related. It's my birthday tomorrow, and I have a strict policy, even though I'm an old man now and, you know, people don't buy me loads of presents or anything. They do buy me a couple of presents, and so I have a strict policy of not purchasing anything new in the days leading up to my birthday. So I'm not buying Ori, just in case. And, you know, it's on my Steam wishlist, so somebody might get it for me. You never know. And then, after that, after my birthday has taken place, I will then buy Ori. Oh no, Ori, get out! Oh. Don't even know where I am now. Whoa, another foreground spider. Except it isn't a spider, he's only got 2 legs and a big ball body in the middle. Going to find out who he is later on, I happen to remember. Oh no. Yeah, there's a couple of things that I'm going to get myself for my birthday. After my birthday. One is Ori 2, and the other, and I might not get it straight away because, you know, I'm enjoying playing this now, but silly. The other is oh yeah, I need a USB hub, which Manco there in the chat has linked me to a good one of, so I'm going to get that because right now I'm currently so I've recently had to rebuild my PC, and it has somehow managed to have, even though it's a better motherboard, or at least a newer one, it's got 1 fewer USB port than I had before, which means that I have to decide between things like having all my hard drives in and having my microphone plugged in, which is a bit of a pain. But I've overcome that for now because I've got plugged into the front of the case. I've got a what basically amounts to a USB hub. It's got 3 ports on it, and one of them is the camera that you can see me on right now, and one of them is the microphone that you can hear me on right now. And if those are both working, then it's fine. But it's not great for, you know, all hard drives and that. The reason I was being rude about the hub is that it's mostly a sort of a magnetic scribble pad, you know, note-taking thing. But it also just happens secondarily to function as a USB hub. But they're all the basic USB. No, there's no USB 3s on there, for instance. So a great deal of speed is lost. And so I'm going to be getting myself a high-powered one, an executive one. Oh, get out! Get out, Ori, you silly fool. Thank you. Silly fool! That one was directed at me, because I forgot to make a save after I got out of being a silly fool the first time. It was very important. That's how you decide when to save in this game. It's when you have just finished telling yourself what a silly fool you are. It means that you've got out of the silly fool area. I'm doing it again. There we go. I've been having some fun on eBay recently, by the way. I've just bought myself a copy of Supersonic by HWA, Hedgehogs with Attitude. As far as anybody knows, the first piece of audio recorded Sonic merchandise. Before there were any soundtrack albums, tie-ins, CDs, anything like that. They brought out a dance single in the UK. And I've bought that on vinyl. I had it on tape when it came out. I bought it on tape immediately. And you know, it's easy to find on YouTube and the like. I've had an MP3 of it for about 15 years. But now I'm going to have it on vinyl. That'll be fun. I want it on CD, but I can't find it. Oh, I gained an ability point. I've got 2. I've got 2. I've got 2. What do we got? Creating a soul link restores a life cell. Oh, good one. Makes most pickups show on the map. Useful. Increases the strength of the spirit flame. Even more useful. That's your basic tool. I'm going to have that. There we go. Oh, I've still got one left. Brilliant. Evidently I was not paying attention. Oh, I'll go through there. Okay. I think there's something else. Oh, I'd quite like to get myself Disco Elysium. Oh yeah, I was telling you that I've been having fun on eBay. I bought myself an LP that I never thought I would own because I thought it was really rare. And it turns out it's not really rare, it's just old. Which is the Disneyland Records Alice in Wonderland soundtrack album. Which is interesting because, so it's the soundtrack to the, you know, the 1950 whatever Alice in Wonderland animated film. Not the dreadful Tim Burton remake. Well, remake is a stretch, but live action Alice in Wonderland film. Wasn't that? But it isn't what you would expect of a film soundtrack today, which is either the songs from the film or the tie-in, you know, licensed songs that go with the film. Have I got one? I don't think I've got one. I haven't got one. No, instead what they did, for reasons known not only to themselves, because I read about them recently, but I've forgotten them, they instead got... Do you see me try and pound the ground, that post, just because I've been playing some Yoshi's Island recently? Instead, they got together an orchestra and basically just made a sort of semi-symphonic record where you put it on and you're basically just sort of taken through, you know, the world of Wonderland, as it were, on this record. It's a fascinating thing. It's where, if you've ever heard, you know, I'm Late treated as an actual song, rather than just like for a very important date, you know, like he kind of sing it in the film. If you ever heard singers going, I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye, I'm late. It's from that. Will you stop it? Well, that answer came through loud and clear. Now I've forgotten where I've been. So anyway, that record, I thought was this super rare thing that I was only ever going to hear in the form of the scratchy, skippy MP3 version that I found on, you know, Mega Upload years and years ago on someone's blog or whatever. And I do love it quite dearly, partly because I had a couple of tunes from it on an Alice in Wonderland read-along tape as a kid. Partly just because I've listened to it and I think it's good. I'm fascinated by it. It's one of those artifacts of old pop culture, you know. And but no, you can just get it. I got it really easily on eBay for not much money. In fact, what's more, they've actually reissued it recently, and I didn't get that version. I was fussy. I wanted the original version. But they have actually, because there's different versions. Even back in the day, they released two versions. Well, multiple, but they were basically prints of two versions. One of which was the original version, and then there was a reissue that all future ones were copied from. And the original doesn't have gaps between the songs. They're supposed to flow into one another, but the reissue arbitrarily and artificially creates gaps between them by literally just putting gaps between them. So sometimes, you know, the sound of one will actually begin, and then there'll just be a little gap before the next track begins, and that's no good. Don't want that. So I made sure to get the correct version. Not the original pressing, but like the next one after that before they changed the actual master. And but I may indeed get the reissue, because according to the person who did it, who remastered it for the reissue, they got the original tapes out and they found it to be, it's a mono recording. It's a really old, you know, sort of a production from the 50s, but it's an incredible dynamic range, apparently, like compared to other things done at the time. It's a really strikingly good quality sound. And so I'd be interested to see if they've managed to, you know, expand on that from the original pressing. Probably not, because, you know, vinyl is not a format known for its being inadequate for the publication of music. But who knows? You know, you never know. If they're doing a reissue, that might be because, or at least they might want to show off that they have better pressing techniques these days. Of course, just as likely that they've simply turned the volume up and it's compressed, which isn't what we want at all. But if they're boasting about its dynamic range, there was that spidery guy again. Chances are that's not what they've done, right? Also, I don't know if a 1950s children's record in mono is going to be subject to the loudness wars, but yeah, you never know. I am a man who likes this game. I am a man who's stuck in rock. Flip! Oh, had I forgotten again? I had. I really need to get used to remembering to save my game. Okay, this is the last time I'm doing the bit you just saw, because this time I'm saving my game correctly. What that little area is for? There's nothing in it. Everything's for something. I'll find out later. You hear that strange little voice artifact when you jump off one of these things that goes like, yeah, listen. Hear that? Oh. Oh, there's a bit of Blue Zappy up there. I'm going back round. Going back round. No! Start again. You know when I said that was the last time I was going to do it? But that's the sort of game this is. We learn, we repeat. We disappoint, we disappear, we die, but we don't. Took me about 20 years to figure out what that lyric was about, which is good, because it means that I have good parents. Well, not to disparage parents who happen to be dead through no fault of their own. Hey! Oh! It was good while it lasted. Alright, stop getting hit by everything, Dave. Going a different way this time. Oh, I'd accidentally held that down, so... No, didn't think so. And look, there's another one of those posts that I can't do anything with, so it must be for something. Oh, where did I get that blue from? Whoa! I know what I must do. There's something I must do. Come and get me! Ah! Oh, I keep forgetting! Oh, no! Oh. Let's see what's in the chat. Manco, Manco, Manco. Like Witcher 3, it looks better than necessary. We would have been fine if it looked like RE1, but they just had to make RE2 look way better. Oh, my word. Okay, look, that to look forward to. As you know, Dave, I'm one of the more cranky Ori players out there. Yeah, I do know that, yeah. Manco here is the hater I referred to earlier. I said, gently and with kindness, that I don't understand haters of this game, and then I went, huh, actually I know one. But I was quick to point out that you weren't merely a hater, but someone with legit complaints that I just happened to disagree with. I thought the bit in the tree was a lot of fun. And I'm pleasantly surprised by how much I'm enjoying the sequel. The music is better. What do you mean the music is better? Listen to how beautiful this music is. It looks better? What are you talking about? It can't. It seems better designed overall. I'm not far into it, but still. Speaking of where you've been, I was going to go and buy beans yesterday, but they're all out. The whole bean shelf was empty. No beans of any kind left. Manco, only today, was in the shop and I wondered about beans, because I didn't need any beans. But I thought to myself, I bet the beans have gone. And I went and I had a look, and yes, everyone has panic bought all the beans. It does make me wonder. Like, we're at the jokes, stroke, making fun, stroke, being perplexed stage of looking at people panic buying all the toilet roll. But we are going to need toilet roll. Like, it's purely by chance and coincidence that I don't need to buy toilet roll right now, because I just happen to have recently been visited by my mother-in-law, and she has an eye for a deal, and so whenever she comes around here, she always has stocks and supplies of some kind under her arm, and one of her staples, one of her signature pieces, is to bring a lot of toilet roll. So we always have quite a lot of toilet roll in the bathroom. Sufficiently, like, enough that if you saw our bathroom and you didn't already know us and hadn't been in our bathroom before, you would quite reasonably assume that we had been, you know, prepper panic buying toilet roll. But that's not the case. And it's very practical. It just, it means that we always have a lot of toilet roll. Like, that's a good thing to stock up on. It's good, but save. There we go. And a boing. Oh. Come on, you can do it, mate. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, look at that. Oh. Come on. Oh. Yeah, but in actual fact, we are all going to start to need... We're all going to need to buy toilet roll soon. And I've been in the shop, and it's not a joke. It's not an exaggeration. There's none. None. Not the cheap stuff. Not the stuff you don't want. You know, I'm not being fancy here and saying, oh, I'll only use Cushelle. No. There's no toilet paper. No, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no. There's no toilet paper. And so... It does make me wonder, well, what are we going to do? Like, really? What are we going to do? Like, for real, what are we going to do? What is the answer? And I don't know. God, this bit's hard. I need to get that guy to follow me up there somehow. Yeah. Obviously, I need to come back here when I'm faster or something. Oh. Or less stupid. I wonder if the answer is that we... I mean, for one thing, presumably the supermarkets are currently falling over themselves to stock up on extra toilet paper and hand sanitizer and beans. But until they do... Oh, you! This is a difficult bit. Very difficult bit. I was gonna put a save there when I got there, but I didn't. Sweet. Sweet. Yeah. I wonder if the answer is that we order it off Amazon. I wonder. Oh. I couldn't see Victor coming over here at all. You know, I think I'm in an area for later. Oh dear. I've caused myself the opposite problem. Did someone just do a rude burp? Oh gosh, it's really late at night now. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to switch this stream the heck off. Let's see what's going on in the chat, though. Ziffy, hey Ziffy, says, I'd love to play the sequel, but unfortunately I do not have a good gaming PC at the moment. Yeah, I don't know if it's, like, how demanding it is, but I can see that that might be an issue. But it'll be out on anything you may happen to have. As well before long, I shouldn't wonder. Some games age very well. Ori and Ori 2 are certainly that kind of game. Doesn't matter if you play Ori 2 this week or next year, it'll be good, yeah. I think most countries have their own domestic toilet paper production, like the reason Japan freaked out and bought loads of toilet paper was because a rumour came out that the paper was made in China, but it wasn't. So there was no panic. Well, interestingly, here in the UK, I read a statistic recently that we import out of the... What is it? Like 1.3 somethings. Let's say 1.3 units of whatever. That's how many toilet paper we use in the UK every day, month, year. Out of that, it's only the 0.3 that we make here in the UK. So let's say it's however many million tons or something. I don't know how much it is, but we only make the tiny little last fraction. So even just Brexit threatens our ability to have toilet paper. But now we have shortages as well. So I think we may have to step up our production a bit. People are still driving fresh products to stores, so as long as the trucks keep driving, the toilet paper will arrive. Hello, Fuzzy! Oh, well done. Yes, my new PC seems to be fine, but also my new streamy setup. I've got you guys up there. I've got the game over there. And this is because I'm now using a different version of OBS that I didn't know about that's easier to set up and I don't have to do all the fiddling every single time. And thanks to some lovely friends, including Fuzzy down there, who's been helping me or up there rather, who's been helping me a little bit to set this up. And a little bit to just feel the confidence. Not confidence, I always had the confidence, but just like the motivation to get streaming again. And I'm suddenly very excited about it. And of course also Siege Feathers, who made those videos recently that have got me all fired up about it. So we're going to be having some Final Fantasy VI next week. Promise. Nearly a promise. I haven't set up the SNES yet, so I don't know if that's going to work. But if it does, then next week we're going to have some of that. It might be Tuesday? We used to do it on Tuesdays, didn't we? Maybe it'll be on Tuesday. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know yet. I haven't set up any kind of regular schedule yet. There we go. That's a stream for today. Thank you for coming. Ori and the Blind Forest is lovely. I'm looking forward to playing some more of it. And I will see you all anon. Bye-bye! I'm gonna turn you off now. I wonder if there's a better way of doing that means I don't have to look down there. I wonder if I could get a big button that I just slam my hand down on the desk. That'd be nice. Right, well. Goodbye.